Da-da-da! Hi and welcome back! What is that? Week 2, which brings us back to nature. Hello! It's me, but before we start, gotta do the bubbles. Are we all relaxed? Oh. What? What does that sound like to you? This week. Week 2? Have you guessed it yet? Back to nature? It's a bug's life! And the fun little projects that we're going to do this week is Origami Bugs. Does that sound like something that you'd be interested in? I have picked some really cool. There's going to be 3 different kinds. One which will be really good for the younger, and if they're really good at it, then they can step it up to the next phase. And when they get stupendous, there I go, using Stupendous's name again, fabulicious, when you get to be so good at it, then you can actually do the more complicated ones. So I picked 3 bugs. Well, crickets are sound, they sound like bugs. I guess we could call it a but we're going to do a bumblebee, or you can create it into a bug of your own. We're going to do a butterfly, right? Bug. Then a grasshopper. Very good, grasshopper. Are you ready to join? Good about these projects here, these origami folds, is that they tend to repeat themselves, so they're not going to be too difficult to learn. And then they are so much fun, you might get the origami bug and want to create more. Who wouldn't wanna? Are we ready to get into it? Let's go. Okay, here we go. It's a bug's life. Voila. Can you see these amazing creatures? I've got them up against. I'm going to zoom in here. We got butterflies. Put that against the white. Hey, look at this. Look at the variations of the butterfly. Hey, aren't they pretty? Here's the butterflies. That would be mid-range. This would be the younger age. Believe it or not, this is very, very simple. This would be the younger age. This would be the ones that we can make into bees or bugs or flies or any kind of a flying insect, okay? All right. So this is the scrapbook paper I was telling you about. It's very thin, and it's white one side and here. So I remember buying a book of these at Michael's a very long time ago. They were on sale for $12.99, and then I even had a coupon for that. Like, we were allowed a coupon, so I got a whole book of scrapbook papers that are excellent to use in all kinds of art projects. Now I'm just going to slide this a little closer to me so I don't have to reach over so far, and then that way I think my creating is right in the middle of the screen. So I've cut 4 by 4 inch sheets, which make these size bugs. Okay? So that's what I'm going to say. If you want this size bug, then do it with the 4" by 4" piece. This was just copy paper. I had a lot of different colored copy paper on hand, so I cut them at 4 by 4. Guess what else? Guess what this is? This is from a magazine, right? You can use both sides. I like using this on both sides there because they got little marks and stuff, but you know, great little colors and patterns. You can go through the book, right? And they become all part of your bug. All that snorting that you're hearing over there, that's my Daisy Doo, my little co-host. She's an older dog. She's a rescue, and she has some asthma, so she sometimes snorts. Right now I've given her a treat to try to kind of quiet her down, but I think she's really enjoying that treat. She's snarfling it, like sounds like a little piggy, doesn't she? Anyway, so these, I've cut all of these little 4 by 4. Some of these are smaller, those were the leftovers, but you could cut them into 3 by 3s and make even smaller bugs, especially when you get your hands going with this, and you practice makes perfect. And so I chose these designs because they're very simple to learn. You just have to keep repeating. So the best part about having this in a video is you can pause it and then rewind if you didn't get it, and then start it again where you want to pick up, right? So these are all the short 4 by 4s. 4 by 4s. When I say 4 by 4, I mean 4 inches by 4 inches. And see, I even did some in all of these. So I thought I'd get a variety of colors of greens and browns. And of course for butterflies. Wouldn't that look nice? Isn't that a nice one for a butterfly? Maybe I'll put that one aside for a butterfly. I kind of thought that was fun for a beetle. Wouldn't you think that'd be a cool one for a beetle? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on 6 by 6. I think the 6 by 6 for the grasshopper, that's the 6 by 6 grasshopper right here. And when I say 6 by 6, I mean 6 inches by 6 inches. Or, hold on a minute. What's that in millimeters? I'm old school. I will put that on the screen after this video is done, just so that you'll have it in the centimeters there, because I know that our straight edges, they also have inches, and they have the centimeters marked on dates. Anyway, let's get going. Isn't this fun? So pull out your crayons, pull out your markers. This was done with just plain white copy paper. You can take your markers. They don't have to be plentiful. It could be just basic markers. Use your imagination. If you got a lot of markers, wow, you could get really fancy, couldn't you? This, I would say, would be the middle, the middle stage. This would be for the younger ages and even middle. The middle can have just as much fun with this. I'm just saying I want to try and make this friendly for the youngers and the middlers and then the older. Okay? So that's the stages that we have. And like I said, the better you get at it, the more you may want to explore. Okay, so let's start. First thing we're going to do is we'll do the bug. Now I did cut, I want to do the bumblebee. So what we're going to do with the bumblebee is, what's really nice with this square is we get 2 bugs out of 1 square. So this is what makes this one really nice and easy. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take it there like that. What I like to do is, what I found, that even though I cut my papers very square, if I meet it here, it sometimes gets a little wonky off there. The other thing too is, if you have a popsicle stick, or if you have some kind of a fairly middleweight, these are called boners for in the scrapbooking world. They're just like plastic. You know what? Even those little spatulas, those hard spatulas that you use to scrape your pots and pans with, they'll even work. It's just to give you a nice hard edge. So, and you know what? Even the back of a spoon would work. So in that way, you can just kind of go along here like this. So you notice that when I mat up this here, this whole side right here, this is what happens. You can see that it's a little off, but that's okay, because then we just can come in with our scissors and clean that up. All right? There. So now we open that up, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to cut along that line. And that is going to give us 2 bugs worth. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these, we're going to fold it in half. So match up those 2, that one side there. Okay, corner to corner, right there. Fold that down nice and flat. And then you can take your, you know what, I really like this popsicle stick. It works quite nice. I mean, these are great too. That's what they're designed for, is to help you fold and put a nice hard line. I got my, here we go, right? So then we're going to take it like this, right? So let's see that. And we're going to come up like this. So you could work either this way or you could work this way and go up. Like this. Matters not. As long as you've got, see, this part pointing up. And use that line as your guide. So you're going to mark, you're going to fold that up. You don't want to go over the line, that fold line. See that fold line? So what I'm going to do here right now, just so you see, it's that elastic again. It likes me. I'm going to put some dotted lines here. See? That's a fold line. See that? When I folded this up like this, that's a fold line. Right? There we go. How about that? Got them up like this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this down. You don't want to take it to the center there because you want a little bit of that bottom part. What do they call that? The thorax of the bug. So you want it so that the wings, because these are going to be the wings. So then you take your finger or you take your popsicle stick and you fold it along like that. Then you're going to take this other one and you're going to fold it down just like this and try to match it up. See that? There you go. Okay, next we're going to take that top. Take the top part, Daisy. Take that top part. Take it and fold it down. Not quite in half, not quite all the way there, because you want a little bit up. Just like that. See that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that fold line is going to be right there. We're almost there. See what we got? We're going to take that, we're going to fold it, then we're going to take it back. We're going to fold that top down, and then we're going to take it all the way to where that fold line is, right there. Yeah, do you see that? And then we're going to go like that. Okay, now to see what we got going on. There so far. We fold that right down. Now we're going to flip it over. Okay. I like to use this guideline here. So there's that fold, that center fold. So you can take your pencil or your ruler or whatever you got. We're going to take that, fold that right down, just like that. I like to bring it in a little closer, but just for this sake, because then that means the wings are going to be really super big and the head's going to be big. Guess what? Voila! There's your bug. So now what you can do from this point, take your marker, put some bug eyes, and or you lift your wings up like this a little bit, make some black lines across it. Okay? Voila. Next is the butterfly, and I'm going to take that because I think that that would make a very pretty butterfly. So how we're going to do the butterfly is we're going to take this and same thing again. We're going to take that, go corner to corner, but I'm going to take it all the way down to this. See, I want that to be together. I'm going to do it this way because I seem to have better luck with clean edges when I, oh see, look at how that worked. So this is how I'm going to do this. Even though it's 6-inch square, I always end up having to cut off some. That's your choice, which way you want to do it. It'll all work out either way. So then I'm just going to trim that up, just like that. So now what we want to do, we're going to take this up here like this, right? Now we got four. Now we got 4 of these. Okay, so now we got this. I'm going to do this. I was trying to find my one that I had the lines on, but I guess I don't have it. So you're going to have fold lines like this. You see that? I wonder if I can I zoom in? There you go. You see that? Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to do this. I'm going to fold it in half this way. Right, we take our stick, or we take this one. There's one, and then we're going to do this. We're going to fold it in half. You'll find that many of these folds on these projects are almost the same, okay? They're pretty much all identical. But it's just in the way that we push them. So see how we got this? Now what we want to do is we want to push these corners in like this, flatten this one, push that one in, and flatten it like this. Okay? So you can see I've got a little bit of white there. Okay? That hard point. So we bring this up, we take it to here, flatten that out, take this side, we take it over to here. You see I got a little bit of white there, but that's okay. Just adds interest. See how nice and flat that is now? Right? So now this is where we gotta watch. So see how we got this? That is actually gonna now, we're gonna kind of fold this, fold it like this, bring this up to the top, kind of fold it, and then this is going to come over right like that, and see where that is? That's where you're going to fold it in half like that. See that? And voila, you've got your butterfly. Now sometimes this might be a little too thick. I saw that some of the paper might be just slightly thicker than other paper, and that's where you can actually, so when you pinch that though, if you pinch it and you fold it in half, that should stay for you. Isn't that gorgeous? Do you think that that's a pretty butterfly? You can always put a little bit of glue there and then just take it, if you got a, you know, a little if you got one of the mini clips or the, you know, the clothespins, you could just pinch it on there till the glue's dried. But there you go. Look at that gorgeous butterfly. Now one of the other variations to that is you could actually, before you do, before you fold that all up, you would fold in half and then cut the corners like this. So I can show you right now how that will look. I'll fold that right now, and then we'll bring it back. So these two here have to be done too. It really should have been done. There we go. We'll do it right now. So before you even get to all that folding, that's when you want to cut your corners nice and round if you want to do the you want to do the rounded edges like that. Okay. All right, how does that work? Does that work for you? So you can got one with, you could do, I like the pointed ones. I think they look like beautiful little, beautiful butterflies. But there's the rounded ones, and you could even get a little fancier too, and you could kind of trim this up in here a little bit if you wanted to, like that. Okay, you could get fancy. You could actually even draw on top of that again. You could add some little wire here, glue some wire to make your little stamens. You could really pretty that up, couldn't you? Wasn't that fun? And don't forget, stop, rewind, and away you go. Okay, grasshopper. So what I've done here is I did one in the 4x4, 4" by 4" square. That's that size. This size is the 6x6, and this size here was the, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. And this one here was the 8x8. So it was either 8x8 or I'm pretty sure it was 8x8. It was paper that I had at home, computer paper, right? And so then I just squared it off, and we worked at that. But this is the one we're going to be creating today, and you can then, once you see that, you can take it and apply that to the 4" square. You can make a lot of these, and you can variate them. I love it. I think that they worked out really quick. It's easy. You've got enough folds to give yourself a little bit of a challenge. So once again, we're going to use the same kind of folds that we did for the butterfly, only there's going to be one step different that'll take us in the direction of creating this. So again, we're going to do the crisscross and then fold and fold. Okay, so here we go. Here we do a crisscross, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mark the fold lines on here. Okay, you can see it nice and bright that way. Nice and clear. So then I'm going to take the opposite corners now, and I'm going to go into this right here. Try and match that up nice and clean. Right. You take your folder. Right. Unless you got really good strong fingers. Okay, so now we've got a fold going this way. Right? Okay, so then we do this. We're going to bring it up here. Right? I should just keep that open. Should have really grabbed a smaller marker, but I think this is suffice. All right, so there's that one. Now we're going to turn it around and we're going to fold it again. Okay, so take that. So I want to reiterate again that it is important to have a really good sharp fold, because when we do these sharp folds, it makes all the other folding for all the successive steps that we do after a lot easier. Okay, so now we have that last one. Okay, so now instead of pushing all the sides in to make a triangle, we're going to push them all in to make the square. So I find the easiest way to do that is just to keep this square, because that's I know that that's what I want to do. And then I'm just going to push all of this like this. See how I did that? Push those in like that, and then push that down like that. And voila, you've got your square. Yeah? Right? Okay, so then you can go along with your folder again. Okay, so now this is where it's important here. That's the closed. This is where the opened end is. And this, we're going to take one side. And so that fold will be that fold there. The fold line. It's always going to be a fold line somewhere that we're going to use as a guideline, right? I'll just do that both sides so that when I get to the other side I won't have to do it. So here we go, and we're going to take this, so here, that's the open part here, right? We're going to take this side here and we're going to fold this right to the center. Okay? Take that, flatten that out nice. Now we're going to take the other side and we're going to bring that into the center. Fold it, right? See, for these simple origami folds, this paperweight is actually quite satisfactory. Now, here we go, right? So now this is going to be your folds here. Right? Up to there. So there we go here. There's one fold there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that, lift that up. You remember those fold lines here? Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to push them in like that on both sides. See that? And then we're going to lay that out flat. There we go. See how we work that? And then we're going to flip it over. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Right? See, it's going to be the open end though. It's got to be the open end, not the closed end. So that's how we know. Same thing. Right? You take this side here. Right? Bring that in. To the center line. Okay, so I'm going to fold these hard because I have to do the same thing again as to what I did before. So we're creating the legs and the back and the head and all that now. Wait, because it's like a magic. So same thing, we're going to take these, lift that, take these, push them in, push it in like that, and then the rest will come in. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to fold that a little bit there, and then we're just going to flatten that. Okay, there you go. Just take that along. Okay, then we're going to take this and we're going to do this again. Right, we're going to take it there, we're going to fold that in once more. Right, we're starting to make the legs. Fold that in to the center. See that? Okay, now we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing on this side. See that? I'm not going to put all the black lines on these ones because it's getting a bit small and it might get ugly looking or something. We don't want an ugly looking one, do we? I mean, it is a demo. You're not going to draw the lines on yours, okay? I'm just drawing the lines so that you can follow. Okay? So then now that we've got both sides done and folded, now we're going to take this and we're going to take this here and we're going to fold it right down. Give that a push, because see, now this is the back part, back legs. I'm going to give that a rub. Right? Now we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the head part now. We're going to take this and we're going to just kind of tuck it in there. Right? It's not going to go all the way down because we want a little bit of a head, right? And you're going to take that. You're going to fold it like this. Rub that all down. Now we're going to fold it over like this. Take it off to the top, see? Watch the magic. And then you're going to take this here and you're going to kind of just pull it up like that. See that? And just kind of squeeze so that stays. This is going to be one leg. We're going to take that leg and we're going to fold that right up like that. You see that? Right up beside the body. And then we're going to take it right from that top and fold it down. Then we're going to flip it around and we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. And then fold that down just like that. Right? And voila. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put his eye in there, in his little mouth. His eye and his little mouth. What do you think? Now you've got you've got a sibling. So this is just one of the ideas that you could do with your wonderfully brand new created bugs. You can glue them to a tree and decorate your room. The other thing you can do is tie strings to them and hang them from your ceiling, from your wall, from a tree branch, whatever it is. But what a lovely keepsake that would make for you, wouldn't it?